Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm here on the Scoop Studio at SMT Nuremberg, and I'm joined by Michael Ford from Aegis. Michael, great to see you. I wanted to talk generally about the German market and what you've got specifically new here for SMT Nuremberg. What are people asking for? What's challenging you, and what have you brought to the show?
The kind of theme for our show this year is digital remastering. If you remember, when we first had audio CDs, people were enjoying music in a whole new way in digital quality. We're doing the same kind of thing because, computers and software have been digital for many, many years, people would say. However, we're entering a new kind of digital age where people have new expectations for what data is going to bring for them. And so this is a kind of a revolution. So this is our remastering, if you like, of MES. So the approach has to be completely different.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, we're talking in other industries as well about this thing called digital transformation. So the idea of digitizing every process and then what that can achieve in terms of data. How do you see that actually happening on the factory floor? Are you looking at analog processes that are becoming digital, those processes that need to become connected to a smart factory?
It's all about practice. And the practices that we see going on in factories have been there, so in many cases, for many years. And they were there to satisfy a specific set of circumstance that existed at the time. And quite often, that was to cover some kind of issue that they were facing. So some kind of procedure had gone into place in order to ensure that a problem didn't happen. But now we're within this new digital remastering age. The kind of original problems have disappeared. And so the practices needn't continue in the way that they have been. So even the so-called best practices that people have been doing now need to be really looked at again and revised to see, well, how best should we be doing this now going forward, based on the kind of rich information that we're now getting about the production processes, which wasn't available before.
Yeah, so it kind of impacts on all the different areas. And when you look at the German market, we saw the German market as being the kind of leader for smart factory, the leader for Industry 4.0. Now we're kind of a few years on from that first being discussed at the Hanover Fair. Do you still see it in that position? Are people taking things further, faster here, or is it kind of evened out?
It's kind of out of control. The more we uncover about what people are doing with this information and the new software technologies that are available. I mean, from software providers like ourselves, but also from machine vendors, now that there is so much more information, so much more effort is going into creating algorithms which people are calling AI. It's not really AI, it's really a more advanced rules-based heuristic kind of algorithms that are making decisions much faster and easier. So people are kind of wanting to take advantage of that, but you don't see it in the headlines yet because these have been done based on proprietary technologies, agreements between different companies. What we are seeing, however, when we're approaching this from a standards perspective, like the Connected Factory Exchange, is that these kind of projects now come to the surface. And instead of having to invest in each one individually, we can now invest on just one, and it works everywhere.
Yeah, and that's fundamentally important to success and getting value out of Smart Factory and Industry 4.0. Michael, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for updating me on what's going on at Aegis. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much.